Now I want us to look. He says, I will cleanse you from all your filthiness and from all your idols. If I were to describe my Christian life, I would have to say this is one of the best verses to describe my life. I have been walking with the Lord for around 28 years. And in those 28 years, I have seen God's loving hand of discipline, teaching me, putting me through trials, chastising me when I had gone the wrong way. I could see from almost the moment of my conversion that I had entered into a relationship with God that I could not escape. He had become my Father, and He is a very diligent Father. He makes sure that His children do not run wild. Let me give you an example. Let's say that I was your pastor, and I came home one night with my wife at, let's say, 12 at night. I was preaching somewhere very late, and as I was driving home, I went by a street corner, and I saw your daughter that was 14 years old standing on that street corner with a whole bunch of very bad young people. As the pastor, and since my wife is in the car, I would pull up to the street corner and I'd say, girl, get in the car. I'm taking you home. But here's what you need to understand. I wouldn't be angry as a pastor with the little girl. But I would be angry with her father if he was a member of the church. I would go to him and I would say, what kind of derelict father are you? How could you so neglect your children that you would allow them to be out on the streets running wild without your care and your discipline? Do you honestly think that God is a derelict father? That God has all these children in America. He allows them to live in heresy. He allows them to follow every sort of lie. He allows them to live in sin and in every manner, every sort of way that contradicts His nature. Do you think God is that neglectful of His children? Absolutely not. One of the evidences, young people, that you truly belong to God, that He truly is your Father, is that He is involved in your life to make you clean. I'll use another illustration from my life as a boy. My mother told me, it was the first day of school, and she told me this. She had bought new clothes for me to wear to school. And she told me, she said, after school, don't get in a fight and tear your clothes up. And don't go down to that river where you always play and get muddy. Well, those were my two favorite things to do at school. Well, I did exactly what she told me not to do, and I knew that I was going to be in trouble, a lot of trouble. So I always had kind of the mind of a lawyer, so I told two of my friends, John and Rance, I said, will you guys go home with me? And they said, sure, because they were just as dirty and their clothes were just as tore up as mine. So we're getting near my home, and my mother looks out the window. Fire coming out of her eyes. And my mother, I knew that my life was over at that point. And quickly I thought, now Mom, before you get mad, let me just tell you this. Rance and John, they also got dirty and tore their clothes up. And then she said something that really taught me some good theology. This is what she said. Rance and John are not my children. You are my child. I have nothing to do with them, but I have everything to do with you. Now go upstairs, say your prayers, and prepare to die. Now, do you see what's going on here? My mother had a claim on me. My father had a claim on me. I belonged to them. I was their child. In the same way, if you have truly been converted, God has a claim on you. You belong to Him. He is going to change you for His own glory, and He is going to change you because He loves you. He is not going to let you stay the way that you were, and He has the power to change you. He is a sovereign Father.